Also, I really hate school buses because more often than not, I would have the worst experiences ever. So here are some of the not so fun stories that happen. One thing I would like to note is that I live super far away from my school, so I would be forced to take the bus every single day. So my senior year of high school, the bus tends to get really packed to full capacity during the last few months, which would contrast to the first few months of school where it's basically empty. And whenever I'd sit down, I would really hate it when people sit next to me. And there was this one specific kid who, to be honest, probably thought we were friends because without fail, motherfucker chooses where I'm sitting, even when there are empty seats everywhere. But anyways, the bus was full and it was a completely random kid sitting next to me, and when I looked at him, he looked terrible. His skin was pale, his eyes were crooked, and he was holding in his stomach. I looked at him and looked the other way and ignored his ass, but then I started to feel some type of liquid hitting my foot, and then a horrible smell entered my nose, and I looked at the kid, and all of a sudden he started throwing up in a plastic bag, and he didn't open it all the way, and some of the throw up dripped all over the floor and onto my foot. I was so mad, but I didn't want to cause a scene because this kid would have gotten bullied. So I just moved as much as I can, but the smell of throw up would just continue to enter my nose, which would make me start gagging. And mind you, we still had like 20 minutes left before we could make it to my school. And I had to endure the whole ride with him, which left the question as to why the fuck did his parents send him to school like this. Next story. In my high school, my sleep schedule used to be pure caca. I mean, it still is now, but nonetheless, my sleep schedule was dog shit. But on this particular day, I had gym class first thing in the morning. And my school has a rule: if you are late, your ass is going to detention. And some of my teachers didn't really follow it, but my gym teacher does, and she takes it very seriously. And detention is a big no-no for me because since it was my final year, I'd have a shorter schedule and get to leave earlier than the rest of the other students, but I can still get detention, and it's held on the very last period, so if I get it, I'd have to wait an extra 2 to 3 hours before the long hour detention actually begins. But today, I woke up exhausted. I managed to cobble my way up all the way to the bus stop. The bus came, picked us up, and I went to go sit down, and that's all I remember, because when I woke up, the whole bus was empty and we were driving on the opposite direction of the school. I start to panic because my gym class begins in 10 minutes and I was 15 blocks away from my school. I go up to the bus driver and she was just as shocked as I was, and she let me go and I fucking ran. See, now me sleeping in the bus wasn't a first time incident, it was actually my third time this has happened to me. The very first time I slept on the bus, some random kid would see me and wake me up. And the second time it happened, the school bus driver woke me up to get out. So that means during the third time this has happened, the kids in the school bus saw me and fucking ignored me. And the school bus driver didn't bother to do her fucking job apparently. And I also made it before the gym teacher called the attendance, so no detention for this guy. Alright, so for my final story, this is gonna tie into another video which I'm gonna make in the future, but I had a crush on this girl named Grace, and we would take the same bus to school. This was after all the crazy shit that happened, so it was just awkward for both of us and we just ignored each other. And I went onto the bus, it was fucking packed. I found a seat, but the dude was so big that he took 90% of the space and I had a little corner to myself. The bus was going and I could tell any sudden movement would end in me falling on my ass. So for 20 minutes I was just holding on for dear life, and we were just 1 block away from this school. I was so happy because I get to leave this crowded bus filled with a bunch of assholes, but all of a sudden the bus driver makes the hardest turn ever and my whole body gets thrown on the floor and I fall on my fucking ass, and everyone, and I mean absolutely everyone, all just stared at me. And my crush Grace saw the whole fucking thing, and if she wasn't laughing, her friends definitely were. So that was nice. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I had always wanted to become a YouTube animator ever since I was a kid. And now that I have the resources and time to make these animated videos, people are actually watching. I was at 350 subscribers when I started uploading animation videos, and in a matter of a day, I went up to 400. And after I kept on uploading and uploading, I finally made it to 1,000. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I am literally nothing without you guys. Without the craziest support and response I'm getting from making these, I would be nothing. Every single one of you who watched and subscribed and liked my videos, you are gonna change my life. And I couldn't be any more grateful. Thank you again for helping me reach this milestone, and here's hoping to reach many more. And hopefully get my first YouTube play button. So, thank you.